Welcome back, everyone, to Valorant Game Changers Academy, presented to you by Verizon and sponsored by AIM Labs. If you missed the first part of the stream, my name is Saki, and I am joined here with Priya and Zach. The first match was against New Moon White and EQ Cerise. New Moon White led on defense with Nemo on KO for the shortest time, but then EQ Yeji came in and was able to help bring it back for Cerise. And Zach, you were right. We did see a double initiator with KO and Fade.
I was really happy to see that Fade in particular. I believe that that agent brings a lot of value to Ascent in particular, especially if you're running the race, but even otherwise, just she lets you make these really aggressive plays. And I think that both of the teams did manage to use the utility to do exactly that. It's just that Yeji, one of the players that I really want to talk about when it comes to using utility to gain a lot of space, like especially on that defensive half, she was constantly pushing mid, taking control, and really aggressing, especially towards those last couple of rounds when it seemed like the pressure was ramping up for New Moon White. Yet she was just able to capitalize on the mid control that she was able to find so much, and a lot of it was done with the help of that Fade and some utility. So definitely an agent that came in clutch. Double initiator combo for the win.
And how about you, Priya? What did you notice during this best of one?
Just to piggyback off what Zach was saying as well, like Yeji was doing really well in the defensive half, but with that support of Future as well, just always behind, like flashing for her, just all that really nice supportive utility coming out whenever like a duelist is pushing towards mid or any part of the map, having just that buddy system is so well done coming out, especially from EQ Cerise. They showed a lot of discipline in that defensive half, especially when New Moon White were trying to run some fakes. They didn't budge at all. They had that utility like a chamber trip towards B main or towards mid as well, or someone holding, just jump spotting any place that they left one player, and they held their ground towards the other side that they had 3 players on. So I just wanted to say that was really well played from EQ Cerise.
And speaking of support and having that buddy system, again, because Ascent is such a defensive map, you had a controller like Qataris, who used to play for Fallacy, a team that won July's GCA, which is super important. And I loved how each team played with one duelist as per usual. And we did see Mr. Vincent Fabron, aka Chamber. We love to see it. We love the Frenchman capitalizing on the operator, whether that be from a buy or the Tour de Force. I know I probably butchered that, but I tried. Anyways, EQ Series was also able to bring it back from 0 to 4 to a 7 to 5 half on attack. And then, Zach, I was speaking to you about this earlier before the match had started, but we saw those TikTok lineups come in and the post plans coming through. We saw the Molly as well. And, we have so much to expect for next map, which is going to be against 1Millisecond Wombat versus Knives Out, who is a number 3 ranked seeding team from Group C. Let's go ahead and take a look at the picks and bans and see what we have. What can you tell us about this? I know, it's looking like a city I am familiar with, a city that I have visited before.
Looks the same almost. So we will be going into Ascent. The bands will be Bind, Breeze, Icebox, Fracture, Haven, and Fracture? Oh, wait a second.
It's supposed to be Pearl. One of them.
Fracture and Pearl is Fracture. So that map choice will be Ascent, and once again, we'll be looking towards how the teams will be doing defensively, because like we were saying before, Ascent is that map for playing really well defensively and holding space, gaining space with defensive aggression, and we'll see which team actually wins that out.
Absolutely. Ascent is that guy. It's everyone's pick. It's everyone's pick that they will run to. And, if I was ever a Valorant map, I would want to be Ascent. That is the map I would choose to be. And so, just looking at this map, I heard a Is somebody opposing?
Oh no,
Let's
I was
hear
just
it.
thinking what map I would be. Don't mind.
Oh. Well, maybe Pearl, maybe Fracture, maybe Breeze? Who knows?
Anything but Breeze. I hate that map. Anything but Breeze.
Anything but
Pearl.
Breeze. Yeah. So anyways,
I would-
let's go ahead. Oh, go ahead, Priya.
I would definitely be Pearl. I
You would
love
be
Pearl. Great map. Yeah.
I think I can oppose on that a little bit. But let's also speak a little bit about next map and what we're going to be looking forward to with 1Millisecond Wombat versus Knives Out.
Yeah, I don't really have too much about 1Millisecond Wombat. I love the name, but I couldn't really find too much about them. Whereas Knives Out have played Ascent before, but their previous Ascent, they did get 13 0'd on by Elysium Rose, so I hope this doesn't happen again. They had more of a normal team comp, more meta one, but we are going into Agent Select now.
All right. Well, I am going to let you two do your thing. Good luck out there, and I'll see you in match 3.
Well, we'll be seeing Saki on the other side, I think, after this particular one. But this team comp seems very familiar, Priya, from 1Millisecond Wombat.
It's almost like we just saw it, possibly.
Possibly.
Possibly. A lot of teams in Champs were using this team comp beforehand, so it's pretty tried and true, especially with the combinations that you can have with the Raise Nade, and also the C's or the Raise Nade Grab Well, C's, and also the KO Molly as well. So both these team comps work really well with each other. Knives Out going for more of a different team comp here, both double initiator, but whereas instead of actually both double initiators the same, but instead of a chamber here, Xiaopao? I'm sorry, I probably ruined the name.
Xiaopao, I think.
Xiaopao will be going for that Killjoy instead of a chamber, so it'll be interesting to see how they play this out. Knives Out has a bit of an exec heavy team comp, whereas Millisecond Wombat is there to play maybe towards space with those prowlers available. But on the attacking half, it will be up to Knives Out if they actually can win this first half, because on attack is the hardest part about Send.
Yeah, it's definitely one of those maps that really leans towards being heavily defender favored. Especially, you know, we saw how much EQ series in the last particular map struggled to really manage to. I know they finished off 7-5, but they really struggled to get it going and finding like a way to attack on that particular map. So I think that it might possibly be a similar case this time around, though. At least for the side of 1Millisecond Wombat, them starting off on this defense is going to be a little bit of consolation for them. They do have a very aggressive agent comp, so as to speak. Like whenever I see a Raze in particular, I genuinely feel like it's a great agent to play in conjunction with that Fade. Especially on this defense, a lot of setups that you can do, a lot of very cheeky TikTok plays that you can pull with the C's, as well as the paint shells that you can really get a lot of value off of. Heading into this particular first round, though, B side does seem to be where the first hit is coming. Mid control has been taken as well right off the bat with the help of that Boombot as well as that Prowler, which are going to spot out multiple players into this B main area. Right now, these players from the side of Knives Out are just pinched.
They are pinched, but they're able to get some space. But Aaron actually getting 2 with the Headhunter and going to get traded at least by Angela, but that's so unfortunate for Knives Out. 3v4 retake. One player, the KO on 1Millisecond, is very low HP, and Horn is coming up in 4 seconds for a retake here. But KO does have one flash to use for this retake, and now as they're pushing out, trying to gain space, the time is ticking, and Cloud Noises will be the opening pick, but Jupiter will trade her out. Jupiter will get another as well, and Xiaopiao left on her own. Unfortunately, she cannot win it out. 1Millisecond Wombat win that pistol round.
That was such a beautiful round coming in from them. Like I was just looking at it from on the minimap and I was like, oh my god, what are these players doing? That is insane. They're not afraid to get in the faces of the players from Knives Out. They had their own knives out for that. They were coming for them, for lack of a better phrase. And just you know, even the fact that they go towards that flank, they create all that pandemonium, pop all the utility, and they just regroup again for that retake with that man advantage, and they really managed to make it work. Despite getting the spike plant down, it seems like Knives Out are opting to go in for a full eco instead to enable that full buy to be more effective in the next particular round. And yet again, you see this aggressive three-player stack towards main from the side of the defense.
Yeah, very interesting to see from them. And also that Haunt is going to spot a couple players on the side of Knives Out, so they will be quickly rotating towards the B side. But they will be meeting once again Headhunter, Aaron with the chamber. So they do have to watch out for them. Lean will be pushing out to be the first contact on to the B side and meet. Oh, not meet the likes of a chamber. Xiaopiao will take that chamber out. They will be retaking now on a one-person deficit. They do have better weaponry here to use here, but will Cloud Noises check this corner? Oh, Chao Sen with the frenzy gets two. Super winnable round coming out from them. It does grab the Spectre as well to upgrade that weaponry. Now it's left to Jupiter on a 1v4 here. They do have upgraded weapons to use, but can't really get too much done here. This thrifty round from Knives Out off the back of that beautiful play coming out from Chao.
Yeah, that was phenomenal. Choi-san, I believe.
Choi.
Yeah, Choi-san simp definitely popped up with that frenzy there. I thought that she would be able to get one tops in that position, but somehow she gets two, picks up that Spectre and gets a third as well. And a phenomenal round coming in that I think Knives Out will be very pleased about. I wish I could say the same for 1Millisecond Wombat though, because their economy is going to be entirely reset. They do have one sheriff for Amy's, but they don't really have that sort of force ready to go. So that's going to be no real utility that they can work with. However, speaking of the chamber though, it is going to be Aaron Tao fan getting up aggressive, finding the first headshot, doing a bit of damage as well to the Omen, but not really much before finally being shut down. So the first blood does go in favor of 1Millisecond Wombat, but the question is how much more can they do here? They do get the second as well, but the trades are quick, and right now, despite things being at a 3-3, it is still the advantage with Knives Out because they have the weapons as well as the HP to play with.
Exactly, they do. But they are stacking towards A, and they are going to be pushing up near A main, where they will be meeting Lean at the moment. But Millisecond Wombat will decide to just regroup and hold tree instead. The Prowler will not spot anyone just yet from Lean. Xiaopiao is now a couple away from that lockdown. They are making, Knives Out is making quite a lot of noise and is going to rotate towards B, where they have a free B site and can plant, but there is 30 seconds left. Can they make it?
I think they will be able to, and there's also no players from the side of 1Millisecond Wombat anywhere close to this particular site to try and deny the plant from coming down. With 15 seconds left, they're going to be having a free site. The Haunt doesn't exactly go their way, but it's okay. They have the site, they have the plants, everything's fine. No issues at all. we're just gonna ignore that. But right now, it feels like 1Millisecond Wombat, they're in this unenviable position of this 3v3 retake where they have no idea of the positioning of these players, of the post plan setup that they're really running. They do have that one Spectre that they picked up, but again, that turret is going to give away information that there are multiple players heading in from the CT. If the sound cues don't do it, the turret will for sure this time around. And Amy as well, she's going to be the tip of the spear as she tries to go forward, but that paranoia is beautiful from Angela.
Wow.
Connects with all three players, and they each find a kill to their name, pick up the round, take the lead, and also have quite a few ults available off the back of that. I think Xiaopiao does have that lockdown ready to go for this particular round, and that might be something to watch out for, as is the operator from Aaron Tao fan 69.
Yeah, no.
I just want to say it.
But not only that, Knives Out does have so much economy padding as well from winning these consecutive rounds and that thrifty round in the second round that they won. So they have a lot to work with in this first half. That 0 Point is not going to spot everyone just yet. Aaron is going to miss the first bullet shot, but is going to push out TP away, and now Knives Out going to rotate towards the A site here, where there are 2 players holding and rotate from this Astra. Oh, nice gravity well, going to stop just a little bit, and Cloud Noise is going to play off that as well.
Like just like that, Knives Out. Yeah, they're falling apart. Yet another pick goes down to a short, and it's all down to just Angela here does have control of the spike, so that it's at least one thing that's going in her favor. Gets 1 pick, but it is going to be Clown Noises. I love that name, by the way, who gets the 3rd on the round, as well as equalizes scores there. Looking at the ults available for the side of 1Millisecond Wombat, they are so close to so many crucial ones. Both the Null Command and the Nightfall are only 1 kill or 1 orb away from being available for the team. But for the side of Knives Out here, I think that they will be looking to possibly use that lockdown to make their way into the site, assuming that Aaron Fan does not strike again with that operator, because right now they're able to find so much value here.
And look at this heavy stack from 1Millisecond Wombat. 4 towards the A site, and they've gambled right, basically. They do have the spike towards the A site as well. Aaron Fan is going to get picked, missing the operator shots. Gonna TP right out. But looks like Knives Out were looking to make just a little bit of noise towards the A site, see if they can bait any more rotates and go towards B, where the spike is going right now.
Map control, I mean, they have managed to convince the players from 1Millisecond Wombat that the A hit, at least A is where some players are, but you know, they aren't going to be able to make it into this B side unhindered either. We've seen them do that a few rounds, but it seems like 1Millisecond Wombat is aware of the possibility, and the first obstacle that they're going to be facing is going to be none other than Aaron Fan, with the operator holding down this cross here. Also does have the setup ready to head into. That smoke is going to give away information that this is going to be where the hit is coming, but Aaron Fan does have that rendezvous ready to go, so they can afford to play a little bit aggressive here. Gets that first pick, still holds on to the angle as well, not afraid to really TP out, but eventually with that Killjoy lockdown ticking in, they will be forced down. Angela will be caught out by that trademark as well, but nevertheless will find the kill as the Paranoia connects. We're looking at a 4v4 retake right now.
4v4 retake indeed. They have gained a lot of space towards markets, and actually no players from Knives Out are playing B main at the moment, which will be a lot more easier for 1Millisecond Wombat to retake here. They are playing doubles though, so that might actually go in their favor as the spike is ticking really fast at the moment. Caddy is going to get caught out with her flash out, but Xiaopao is going to get 2, and oh no! The miss coming through from the chamber. Xiaopao with a 3k to end things out, 2-3.
Oh my. So okay, it's a show pal, by the way.
So
I'm sorry about that, but
I keep saying it wrong.
me too. I started it, but yeah, it's show pal, and I think that she'll be feeling very happy after that beautiful clutch coming in. Unfortunately, I don't think I can say the same for Aaron Fan. That was a free shot if I ever saw one, but unfortunately, they missed not only with the operator but also with the headhunter. It happens sometimes. I think we've all been there, but
you can
yeah,
never hit someone that's not looking at you. You can't. It's impossible.
Rule number 1 of Valorant. I agree with you there, Priya. It's just such a difficult task. But into this particular round, it is going to be an economic reset of kind for 1Millisecond Wombat. They do, however, have that Chorda Force available, so that might be something to watch out for from Aaron Fan. Despite that smoke coming down, it seems like perhaps she might still be willing to get a little bit aggressive here.
Yeah, she does have that TP to work with, but no one's actually covering her top mid and also all through mid, so she'll get punished immediately. Choi is going to get another pick towards the A site and push into tree as well, catching Jupiter off guard. Now it's left in a 2v5 for 1 Millisecond Wombat. They're just probably going to look to do some economical damage and some kind of economical damage. The Callis with that stinger, the buff stinger as well, comes out with 2. Very winnable round for her, but she does have 5 HP. The double health setup is going to be rough to try and actually break, but Callis is going to make her way onto the A site here and trying to break the 1v1. She does get allowed 1v1, a 3k at that, and can she get another? No. Choi is going to close it out and trade her teammate right out. 2-4 now for Knives Out.
Yeah, that was a round that they really needed, and after that, I'm really glad that they managed to get it. That crossfire, especially after Kalizi got that first pick, I was a bit concerned, for lack of a better word, but Choi held it down, held down the fort, and got the round off the back of that. Heading into this one, they have again 2 crucial ults ready to go. Knives Out have both the null command as well as the nightfall available for the take. It looks like they are looking to hit that B site as fast as possible, and it might be something to watch out for here. It is going to be the knife as well as striking, so that might prevent the chamber from really rendezvousing out. They're going to be stuck in this position with the operator. Look at this Mark suppressed decayed. Everything at the kitchen sink is being thrown at Aaron Thawo fan right now, and I think that they still managed to get that first pick nevertheless before finally being taken down. Kudos to them.
Addy actually walks right past Aaron Thalfen and gets shot right behind in the back. But Callis and car noises come through with shots through. And Aaron Thalfen gets one for herself. Now it's up to Xiao Pao on her lonesome. And there's not really much you can do in that situation. 1 Millisecond Wombat win things out. They do have now quite a lot of ultimates to use into this following round, Zach.
Yeah, you know, I like that from 1 Millisecond Wombat. They remembered perhaps the last time Show pulled off that 1v3 and they were like, you know what, I'm just gonna use the Nightfall and the Flash just in case, even though we're rushing at her with 4 players. It's all good. They get the round off the back of that and stabilized, so as to speak. They will also be able to buy in that, they will also recover that operator, I'm sorry. So Aaron Thawo fan will still have it in their possession to use over the course of this particular round. However, though, it is going to be a timeout being called by the Knives Out player here. Perhaps heading into this particular round, seeing that the scores are so close, they want to pull together a battle plan and consider how exactly they want to play the upcoming rounds here. Because right now, I think that one thing that I've noticed is 1 Millisecond Wombat, they're not afraid to get super aggressive right off the bat. So perhaps Knives Out, if they can play with a little bit of patience, that might be something that can really they can really capitalize on and manage to make work. Because 1 Millisecond Wombat right now, the rounds that they're winning, if it's a full-on 5v5 or an equal number retake, they have a much better chance than when they're at a significant disadvantage. And I think that's something that Knives Out can really make work, considering all the ultimates and the utility that they have at play.
Yeah, exactly. And they also have that lockdown to use into this round and exec fully onto a side. So maybe they might try that, a 4-man, 5-man onto the B side, or maybe a 5-man onto A, as usually tend to do with a lockdown or an A split, possibly to gain that tree control. So there is no possibility for that kind of retake to come through. But 3 towards the A site for 1 Millisecond Wombat and 2 holding B main aggressively. The raise and fade combo going to aggressively be pushing out onto B main, possibly peeking into the B main site, but they haven't alerted the turret just yet, and they just do. But it will get destroyed straight away. The Haunt will also catch 2 players from Knives Out as Caroline is making her way towards Cat at the moment. There isn't really a player holding very aggressively, just only holding the cross. Aaron, though, is going to miss her shot. Sees the KO, though, and alerts her teammates. But an aggressive push coming out from Knives Out. Lean will get that opener with the Sheriff. And now 2 of their players do have to stay alive here. They are the pivotal people to change this round out. And Choi does get that nice shot with the knives and gets another 2, dashes right out. Beautiful first picks for her. Now it's left 1 millisecond Wombat in a 2v4 situation, and they will be going towards the B site as they knew one person, the chamber, was holding deep A main.
Yeah, they're gonna have the B side almost for free. Just one player lurking towards the CT there, wondering perhaps what damage they can do. However, if you consider, if you do look at
Oh my
utility
god!
available. Oh yeah, okay, that was a I thought Amy's was done for, but they still managed to pull it together. They do have the showstopper available, so this 2v3 might still be very viable right now. Ooh, a beautiful satchel play, but that showstopper is going to be a Rosa ult, unfortunately, and it's gonna all come down to Amy's to close out this 1v3 as Erenthal Fag goes down. Unfortunately, it's not gonna be happening, but you know, let's talk about that round, right? Knives Out, they played it despite not having much in the way of economy. They only really had that Blade Storm and Sheriffs to work with. They played so patiently, made their way up towards Cat, got all the way almost into the defender's spawn, and they were able to pick up those upgraded guns. They were able to get 2 frags with the Blade Storm, and they just completely changed the narrative of the round right there. They also got so much information, like you mentioned, right? They knew that the chamber was towards main. I think that the second player was also possibly heard towards spawn, and just the call to go towards that B side instead in the last stage of that round was just phenomenal.
Yeah, exactly. Such really nice, like, mid-round plays that they had there. Great pivots that they had, and they were able to find the gap in the defense of 1 millisecond Wombat. Amy's will get that opening pick and satchel out immediately. She does have the support of 3 players as well, but Cloud Noises is going to actually push out in mid and trade her out. Xiaopao with the lockdown is going to hold down the A site. Nice lineup coming out from her as well to just clear out anyone that could possibly be hiding on that right side corner. Xiaopao is going to get punished for peeking A main on her own. Not going to get traded out. Now it's left Knives Out in a 2v5 on this retake, and unfortunately for Chow, there's not enough players to hold her back. And 3k for Cloud Noises for this round. No, it's 4-5. 1 millisecond Wombat are slowly bringing things back.
Yeah, they're really picking things up on the defense here, and this flawless win, especially after the debacle that was the last round, the Thrifty going the wrong way. It just shows the duality of this of Valorant. I can't even say this team because it happens to all of us,
It's
right?
Valorant,
So,
man.
yeah, it's just Valoranting at its best. But in this particular round, things that I would like to highlight for the defenders, they have both the Cosmic Divide and the Null Command available. Erenthal with the Operator is going to be posted alone towards this B, so they are going to be the sole barricade to deal with the avalanche that's coming their way towards this B side. 4 players, in fact, ready to make their way forward.
Aaron.
Going for the dry peak. Unfortunately, lead is going to be shut down, and just like that, in the first 5 seconds of the round, Knives Out are already missing one of their core initiators here.
Yeah, exactly. And Lean was also one away from that knifefall too. I think that was possibly the play to have that orb recovered in B main once they get B main space. But the dry peak and from the fade, it gets completely punished. Jupiter there in a super pivotal spot, pushed out A main. No one was actually holding that. Gets 2 for that as well. Now Kayles is going to be peeking towards mid. Spots one player trapped in the corner, and oh no, Angela is basically dead, especially in that corner there. 1 millisecond Wombat cleans things right up for Knives Out.
That was such a gamble play that worked out so well. They were really
Right?
banking on the fact that there was nobody lurking around or there was no defaults coming in. And that was a good read as well, to be fair, because they know that whenever certain ults are available, such as, like you mentioned, the Nightfall, they do like to go for that B-side hit. They like to push in as a team, and they were just willing to gamble. 3 players pushed out from A, got so much control there. Despite Amy's going down right off the bat, it's still a phenomenal round from 1Millisecond Wombat, especially that positioning from Cloud Noises there towards the spawn. They made their way all the way to the attacker spawn and back around towards mid, so that is something else. Heading into this though, it's a bit of an economic reset, a half buy coming in for the side of Knives Out, who have Stingers and Sheriffs to work with, though. I mean, with the Stinger buffs right now, you can't say they're just Stingers anymore.
Exactly. Aaron the Fan though is going to get overwhelmed onto the B site. Only had an Operator to really protect herself, but A very fast retake coming out from 1Millisecond Wombat. Knives Out does have the worse weaponry, but it is left now in a 2v2 situation. Makes that a 2v1 here. Angela with that nice shot with the Sheriff, but Clown Noises does trade her right out. A very expensive round there, though, from Knives Out. It was a half buy from them, and they left it in a bit of a 1v1. So close to a thrifty, but 1Millisecond Wombat win out with their trades.
I think that it might have actually worked out. The 1v1 might have gone in the favor of Knives Out if not for that Nightfall from Cloud Noises, because there was just no sound cues available for Addy, unfortunately. So despite connecting that first crisp shot, they weren't really able to get more than that. So a bit unfortunate for them, but again, just really good utility usage coming in on the retake there. I think that we also did see the paint shells from Amy's finding some value, getting a kill of its own.
Yep.
Over the course of that retake. So really good round coming in from 1Millisecond Wombat, though. This particular one is going to be a full buy for both of these teams. I don't think there's much available in the name of ultimates on either side, though. I think the Cosmic Divide is still online for the side of 1Millisecond Wombat.
Yeah, the Cosmic Divide can be used really well, especially for a retake as well. But once again, they're pushing out A main and getting rewarded for it as well. Car Noises gets 2, spots another, and does a little bit of damage onto a player. But now it's left 1Millisecond, Knives Out in a 2-player deficit.
Clown Noises is still unrelenting as well, despite being brought down to half the HP. She wants more. She's hungry for these kills, and she's going to be holding down mid just by herself, peeking out. I think
the
that,
double swing.
she has the backup as well from Aaron Tao Fan, and they managed to get the pick. It's going to be the last 2 players from Knives Out towards this B main area who try to make their way in with the help of this null command, but it's not going to work out because the crossfires being held by both Khaleesi and Jupiter are too good to get through. And just like that, 1Millisecond Wombat, they get the lead on their defensive half. 7-5, they close it out.
Yeah, Knives Out, actually 1Millisecond Wombat, lose 2 rounds, win 2 rounds simply from one player pushing out A main, and no one from Knives Out is actually holding. They're not really defaulting too much and actually just 5-manning wherever they're going. And I think 1Millisecond Wombat actually read onto that and we're just pushing out A main and getting rewarded for it because there was actually nothing watching their flank at all. And no one was really communicating that someone could possibly be pushing out in top mid. So that was really well done from 1Millisecond Wombat. As now we go into this round, it's a 3-2 split here. Some players towards B. The spike is also towards B, but it looks like 1Millisecond Wombat is just going to try and see if they can get anything on A. They do hear the Killjoy utility on the A side, so they might actually opt to go towards the B side.
Yeah, I mean, on this pistol around that turret, it's basically a 6-player by itself.
It really is.
It does so much damage before you manage to break it down. In fact, I think that at some point it's gonna get more kills, or at least as many kills as your Killjoy player if you just consider the pistols. But yeah, despite them knowing that, they are gonna be trying to sell this fake towards this A side. 2 players from the side of 1Millisecond Wombat are gonna be spotted towards this short. It's possibly triggering a rotation coming in. You do see one of the players towards the CT on the B side, considering whether or not they want to go, but in fact it is going to be B where the hit is coming, and they haven't moved either, so they're gonna have to deal with this one player on site as well as this one towards the CT area. Cloud Noises seems aware of the possibility and tries to go through, but nevertheless it's going to be Angela who finds that right click. Is immediately traded out though by Amy's, so it is going to be a 4v4 retake that we're looking at. Okay, a little bit of a jump scare for Angela, I think.
That was funny as hell. I missed those scared to chow on Choi as well, but now it's a 2v4 situation, and 1Millisecond Wombat, there are 2 players on super low HP, so they can get possibly the body shots. Addy is left in a 1v2 here, and the spike is ticking down. Jupiter wins things out though, closes things out 8-5, and oh my god, can we talk about that? That was actually pretty funny.
Oh, I've been there. Like, you know, you're fighting somebody, you suddenly hear some footsteps behind you, turn around, pre-firing, and it's just your
You're like
poor teammate there.
full focused on like B main or whatever, and then you hear someone like shoot behind you.
Oh, I would have a heart attack. I don't blame Angelo at all. And honestly, like, no harm done. It's just entertainment for us casters. I'm so glad the observers caught that, by the way, because that moment made my night.
Yeah, I actually did. We've all been there. We've all been there. But a lot of utility towards 1 millisecond, towards the A side. 1 millisecond going to do a full exit onto the A side where there is a Killjoy holding here, but the Killjoy is going to get shut right down by cloud noises. One going to get destroyed and not get any value, but it is a bit of a save for Knives Out, and they can't really do too much with the lesser weaponry. So well played from 1 millisecond Wombat to just 5-man rush the A site.
Yeah, and you know, on a lot of these rounds, in these anti-eco runs, you know that you think you have the better weapons, you think it's gonna be easy for you to get the kills. So quite often you see that teams don't bother to really use utility as they make their way onto site, but that wasn't the case here. They were happy to commit a lot to be able to take the site without really losing any of their players, and that's gonna be huge heading into this bonus because you know they do have Amy's with that rifle, also just one away from that showstopper. So perhaps getting this Altor might make things a bit easier for them heading into this particular round. Yep, that does seem to be the case here. They are going to be trying to get that showstopper online and satchel into sight. They have dropped the gun as well, the rifle as well, to one of their teammates, so they can follow up for more kills possibly. And I think as soon as this suppression wears off, we're going to be seeing a play. Yes.
Yeah, that knife though actually made all 5 players rotate towards the A site as they will be, but the showstopper is going to get the opening pick onto Addy, but Xiao Pao is also in hell. I take it all back. It's just not in hell anymore. Amos clears her right out. And now left in a 3v5 retake. Angela with a nice shot onto Amos is going to get smoked off. The flash going to blind both of them. Lean is going to have that haunt destroyed, trying to make some space in heaven, but Jupiter is going to take her down. Choi now left on her lonesome. Millisecond Wombat clear things out. 10-5 now. They're rolling off this momentum.
You know, when Amy's dropped the rifle for the Spectre, I was initially skeptical, but you know, for that fight in hell, the Spectre was the best weapon possible.
It really
honestly,
was.
because the fire rate, the close range, just getting a double headshot there was huge from Amy's, and just getting those 2 first picks. I like that the showstopper was committed towards Under Heaven instead, because I think that at this juncture, 1 millisecond Wombat know that the Killjoy likes to play around there, so they were happy to really risk it. And despite getting that first pick, Amy still bothered to clear out the second angle as well, which is something that you usually don't expect. You don't expect both of your players to be playing Under Heaven there, but nevertheless, they put in the meticulousness to really cover all their angles while working their way onto site, and that pays off huge for them, because even before the spike went down, I think they had 3 picks to their name.
Yeah, exactly. Like, they cleared out the site completely, and maybe a pivot, a change of gameplay would be for Knives Out to instead play retake, instead of holding down the site if they're pushing out onto A. Since 1 millisecond Wombat has a super exec heavy team comp, it's super aggressive, especially having that fade KO raise combo. If you play that retake instead of getting completely bombarded by the amount of util, they could possibly win things out. But Knives Out will be going for a B stack here. That knife is going to suppress 4 of them, and now it just causes 1 millisecond Wombat to just straight away pivot towards this A site where they know only 1 player is holding.
Yeah, and even that player is very, very far away. In fact, they're gonna be regrouping with their teammates. Like, no matter what, to be caught alone, it's okay. We can go for this 5v5 retake instead of really like me dying alone here. Especially considering that she is the controller player. You really don't want to miss out on those smokes. Anyway, though, Choi-san is gonna be coming in for a quick flank here with the help of the sheriff. Aranthao's trademark being broken is gonna give away that information, but nevertheless, it's double flank. It's coming up huge. 2 picks already being found. bringing things back down to a 3v3. Though Amy's and Iron Tower fan are still holding strong. It's all up to just Lean to close out this 1v3. Does get the first. How much more can she really find here? The clock is ticking. The positions are known. The flash is good. Even though Lean dodges it, it buys enough time for Aaron Tower to swing out and get that pick. And just like that, it is going to be round number 11 on the board for 1Millisecond Wombat, who are very, very close to closing this map out.
Yeah, one away from that match point. That was Knives Out. Kind of saved by, they did have some sheriffs, and the sheriffs hit everyone's Deagle Demons out here. But they will be going into a full buy. Choi will be opting for, okay, I thought she was gonna go half shield something, but she will also get that full buy through. And this is the round that Knives Out really need to win. Choi is going to make an aggressive play out. Oh, but the nade is gonna do a little bit of damage. Addy is gonna get that opening pick though, towards mid, I think. So that is so unfortunate for 1Millisecond Wombat, but it really helps out Knives Out to possibly win this round. They are running into a full Killjoy setup where Addy will be holding market, but I don't think they're expecting B at the moment. But Lean is going to be actually jump spotting towards mid, and they do get alerted that it is going to be the B side. That suppress is going to suppress quite a couple players on 1Millisecond Wombat. Now it's up to Xiaopao to really hold down this B side. Jupiter does get two with a beautiful peek in CT and completely overwhelms the B players on Knives Out. Now it's left in a 2v3 situation. There is that null command to use for the retake, for the post slant, sorry.
Yeah, a 2v3 right now. The Jupiter's HP is not exactly what you'd call ideal. Amy's playing towards the lane, will be picking aggressive, gets that first pick. Unfortunately, not able to quite jump back into sight. It happens, Amy. It's okay. It's all gonna come down to Angela to prevent this from going to match point. It's actually very doable right now because it is only a 1v2 and one of the players is low, 1 bullet away from their demise. So Angela, she has to go faster though, and I think that expecting the timing, Khaleesi is able to swing out at the perfect time and connect the kill. 1Millisecond Wombat, they find match points, but you know, talking about that particular round, they started off at a disadvantage, right? They lost their chamber player right on the onset of the round, like 10 seconds into it, and despite them, all of them being suppressed, I really like that they didn't choose to just run into sight and try to take it. They were happy to wait and fight out the CT push that was coming, and Jupiter just went huge there, getting both of those picks as well as the backside player. That is insane. Heading into this particular round though, I think we are going to be looking at a very quick A hit off the back of the null command here.
Yeah, they're possibly expecting a much lower buy coming out, but Knives Out has forced this into this round. But they will get at least one and trade things out. 1Millisecond Wombat will get actually res back up. Angela though is on a bit of a rampage, getting a second kill. Nightfall is going to deafen blind all these players from 1Millisecond Wombat, but MS is very aware of a push coming out from heaven, especially off that Nightfall. The showstopper is going to come through as well to possibly close things out. A little bit of a Rosa, but Xiaopao is going to peek out, but has a Bulldog. The headshot does connect, but MS gets a 3K to close things out 13-5.
You know, Amy's had a bit of a slow start in that first half, but once she switched over to attack, she went ham. I think she had like 2 or 3 3Ks heading in, coming in for her, and of course they managed to get that initial momentum in their attacking half off the back of that beautiful 3K in that bonus round. Honestly, it was almost a flawless attacking sequence coming in from 1Millisecond Wombat, and a lot of that credit does go to both their KO and their raise. Like the utility usage that they had, as well as just the patience and the aggression that they both showed in combination. It was just amazing coming in from them.
Exactly. They didn't look like they were afraid at all, especially when the IGL says go, they went. And you can see how well it played out for them, because they won out the gunfights with that confidence that they had. You can see that they're like feeling just fully confident in their peaks as well. They're just wide swinging completely onto the sites that they're pushing on towards, and most of their gunfights winning in their favor because of that confidence that we could see from 1 Millisecond Wombat, and that caused them to win out the attacking side because they were just such an aggressive team. And when you're versing an aggressive team like that, you have to be just as confident, otherwise you're just going to get completely rolled.
Speaking about confidence, I was looking at the stats for this particular game, and both Amy's as well as Erentao Fan 69, they have 5 first splits each. Together, they have more than everybody else in the lobby combined.
Dang.
It's insane. In fact, I think that even one of them will have more than any of the opponent team combined at this point. But yeah, both of these players went huge, and Amy's in particular, right? I think at the first half she had like 5 or 6 kills to her name. Not really doing what you'd expect from your Raze, but man, she got some coffee, she sorted herself out, and she was back in action for the second. I think that on attack we talked about how Amy's and Jupiter had the most impact, but on defense, I think for the side of it was Clown Noises who was just constantly creating so much pressure towards that mid area, pushing out A main, clearing out Spot as well in a lot of these rounds, and just wrecking such pandemonium down towards mid. It was Clown Noises who went huge along with Erentao Fan on that defensive half, which really helped 1mm establish themselves as the dominant party right off the bat there.
Yeah, I completely agree. Next game will be Superior versus B-Hop Celeste. So we'll be right back after this break, and we'll get into this third game of the day.
What goes up, comes back down. What goes out, comes around. What goes up, comes back down, and your day will come around. Oh no. What goes up, comes back down. What goes out, comes around. You're so done the right place. You already reckless. What goes up, comes back down, and your day will come around.